Hello, it's Caroline at For the Love of Crochet, and I have a lot to share with you today. I have some gems that I found when I was shopping, as well as some amigurumi and sewing and crochet that I've worked up this last couple of weeks. So here we go. And so to get started, I just want to share that Craftably Ever After, my good friend, is having a Bear in a Box crochet along, and she's providing a bunch of free patterns every week. So we started out with the bear, then we moved on to the bedding, and then we moved on to clothing. So I know she just posted a video of the clothing, but I want to show you what I did for week 2. So for week 1, if you were here last week, this is what I made. This cute little bear. She gives you 2 options to make it a sitting bear or a standing bear. I chose the sitting. And to go with my bedding, oh my goodness. Okay, so she did a whole mattress, a pillow, a blanket, a toy, and a pillow. A little pillow, like a throw pillow. And I had an idea for this bedding that I wanted to do, and I can't tell you. So this is incorporating a bit of sewing and crochet together. I can't wait to show you. So for my bedding, I did this little number. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I have it upside down. Here we go. I had it turned around. So here is my pillow, and here is my bedding. I did the tiniest little mini quilt with a crochet border. I'm so excited. I have been wanting to do a crochet border on a quilt for so long. Now I've just started making quilts. I think I have like 6 or 7 under my belt, maybe, or 5, somewhere around there. And I've been wanting to do a crochet border, being that I'm a crocheter. And let me just tell you what I did for the bedding. So this is Bernat blanket. I hate this yarn, but I think it makes the perfect pillow because you don't need any stuffing, and it's so thick. Ooh! It's so thick that it's perfect for a pillow. For the bedding, same thing. I did not use stuffing, so I used Premier Parfait Chunky. I don't buy this thick yarn anymore because I'm finding that I don't use it, and it does take up a lot of space, but it is incredibly soft. I just love the feel of it, and I thought this would make a perfect mattress because, again, well, I didn't use stuffing. I actually used foam to put inside that I usually make with my bags. Here's a piece of it. So this is, I think they call it Bosel, but it's really thick, like foamy stuff. And I use it to give my bags sturdiness. So all I did was stick 2 pieces and inside, and it's the perfect little mattress. I just thought that was a brilliant idea. So here we have our mattress and our pillow for my little bear. And then, so if you are new to this channel, I'm going to be blessed with a grandbaby for the first time granny this fall. And I have this fabric. It's little baby fabric, and I never knew anything to do with it because I had no babies anywhere. Nobody I knew was having babies because, you know, I'm not that young. I don't have friends that are having babies. And so I did this. I had this fabric and I cut it out. This is 1 square of it. And then I added a border to it. It's the tiniest little quilt. And then on the back side, this is the back. It's the same. I need to snip my yarn right there. It's the same fabric. It's just a section of it, and then I pieced together some more fabrics that I had to make the back. Now, I did my blanket stitch in the back, It's a little challenging to poke my needle through, and I'm going to show you a needle that I found at Hobby Lobby that's going to be great for amigurumi and great for something like this. Let me snip this yarn. That is the back and this is the front, and I think it's just so cute. So now we have a little blankie. So cute. Okay, I was trying to get a thumbnail. So I am just so happy that I was able to do this. I made this border up on my own, and there's a lot of mistakes in it because the corners, and they weren't the same amount of stitches. So I messed up on this corner and this corner. I could not get the same amount on this side. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all good. This was the perfect piece for me to practice crocheting a crochet border on a quilt because it was so small and I could work out all the things that could go wrong or the mistakes that I wanted to correct, and I just thought it was so lovely. I used cotton yarn that I found at Dollar Tree. So it's a cream colored, and it was a 4-weight, so it was quite thick. I wanted to use a lightweight cotton, but I didn't have a color that would go with this just perfectly. And this was the color that I really wanted, and so that I stuck with the 4-weight cotton. So he's just adorable. Now, I'm expecting a grandson, and so I kind of wanted to keep it boy colors. So that is what I made. Second week of makes, but I am in the process of finishing up an animal because Cassandra provided a bee pattern, but I'm gonna do a dog. If you are new to my channel, I recently lost my beloved dogs. I had 3 of them, and I've lost them all in the last 2 years, and one just recently, and I'm still recovering from it. And so I just have dogs. You know, I miss my dogs. So I'm making a dog, and he's not quite finished yet, but I'm really excited at how he's turning up. I have finished all the pieces, and I will be sharing him next week along with whatever clothing that I'm gonna make for my bear. But being that I had this thick yarn out that I was using for the bedding, a couple of the YouTubers participating showcased some bears that they made using their thick weight yarns, and I just thought it was so cute in the thick weight yarn, so I decided to make one of those as well. Because I do love this little bear. I think he's the perfect little cuddle bear, you know, like the perfect little gift in addition to a new baby, a baby shower, a toddler gift. I just think it is the sweetest little small, softest bear, and I thought he's perfect. So I was gonna make, I wanted to, because it doesn't take quite a bit of yarn, I was gonna try to make these and get ready for Christmas and see if I could sell a few for Christmas, and in the process get rid of my thick weight yarn. So he's just adorable in a thick weight yarn. I love him. We love him. I love him. So yeah, he's cute. Okay, I did have a hard time with that yarn. This one was made out of Baby Snuggle from Hobie, and I found it to be ripping and shredding a bit. So I liked it the first time I used it. Maybe because it's been sitting, it's not doing so well anymore. But so I don't want to buy that anymore. So I was mentioning some needles I was using for this that I think would be perfect for using crochet borders for your quilts and for amigurumi. I'm gonna show you. I saw this at Hobby Lobby, and not only does it have a 6-inch needle, 8-inch needle, 10-inch needle, and 12-inch needle. You can do lots of things with needles this big. Now the eye opening is large, but I will try to stick this thick weight cotton in, this this Bernat. We'll see if I can get that in there. Okay, this is the longest needle. Now the hole is not that big. Let's see if we can get it to focus. It is not that big. Let me see if I could get this yarn in it. I think I can. Yeah. There you go. So I could get this yarn in it. I don't know about a Bernat blanket. I don't think I have a piece lying around, because Bernat blanket is slightly thicker. But I do love this. You see how that fuzz, I don't know if you saw that fuzz just fall off, but this one is sharp. It is not blunt. So it would have poked through my quilt way much easier than the blunt one, which is what I was using. It was really hard. So I saw this. I'm crocheting in all parts of the house now. I wanted to show you my needles. So these are my original needles. I am needing to replace them. These are blunt. They're not gonna like prick your skin. They're not gonna make you bleed. This one might. It's just sharp enough that it could poke you, but you know, I don't want to do it. Anyway, this one is blunter than this one. I wanted a sharper one. Okay, this is my original. This is my ride or die needle for weaving in ends, especially for amigurumi, because no matter what, I can just stick it through the other side here and not have to crush his face to do it. It just makes it so much easier to angle, like to get to the eyes. Like I don't have to like struggle. I could just get it in. Okay, this is my absolute favorite weaving in needles for crochet. But I went to go on Amazon to replace this needle. The prices have gone up. They were, I think, $15. It was a lot. It was a lot to like, oh gosh. So our needles get dull. So they do need replacing. And I've had this since, 2-3 years now. So I thought maybe I should replace it. So I went to go on Amazon, and it was a little too much. Well, I got all 4 of these needles for $6.99. Now, these ones are much longer, and they have the, see, you can get through a long pillow, you can do upholstery, I don't know what they're showing here. Oh, put on buttons easily because of the long shaft, or the long length. I actually like that they're sharper though, because especially for the quilting, but sometimes I just want it to be sharper to cut through the stuffing or the bits that I put in there. Sometimes when I use leftover fuzz from the snips from my yarn, and sometimes I stuff that in my stuffing, but the needle does not want to go through those, and I figured a sharper needle would be great. Okay, before I rip this to shreds, again, this is a 12-inch, 10-inch, 8-inch, and 6-inch. This is my biggest that I could find on Amazon, was a 5-inch, I think. Okay, so there we go. We have all the needles here. Here's my original. It is slightly smaller than the smallest one that they have, and I am glad that I have these. I am so glad that I found these. I got double the amount for half the price. So that is something great to have for your amigurumi ends. Or the only thing you will need to do is leave a longer end, because as you're bending it back into the stuffing, you don't want to have to be stuck with a little end. You do need to leave a longer tail. Okay, so that was one find at Hobby Lobby. Okay, the next up is some things for sewing. So I got some black fabric because I ran out. I am making a stitch book for my sewing machine. So I have the Janome M7 here, and I am finding that I can just do so many things on my machine, and I wanted to make a stitch book. There is a Janome Club at my local sewing shop, and I was unable to make it, and they were gonna make some stitch books, and I just thought I can do that. I want to do that. So I started making some, and oh my goodness. So these are some of the Satin Stitches, and I just picked a length that I wouldn't mind like looking at. I didn't want it to be too small, and I didn't want it to be too big, but I wanted to be able to put this in a sleeve, a plastic sleeve, and make a stitch book. And so these are just some of the satin stitches that my machine can do, and I started out with how it's programmed, and then I increased it or made it smaller, and I just love how everything's turning out. I can see it. I did it on blacks, and of course I had to use my signature color, right? This isn't the first one that I did. So here is the second one. Just so many cool stitches. So I'm gonna back this with another fabric, and I'll probably sew them together since these are all the satin stitches, and put it in a book so that I can see that, and maybe put it on a ring right here by my machine. So if I'm ever trying to figure out which stitch I want to use, I can use it. Very, very cool. Let's just take a look at this first one. This is the way that it's programmed. Then I stretched it out to the max. Then I mediumed it up. And you could just get so many different effects by doing that. And so I wanted to finish. I had ran out of my black fabric. So I went to go get more at Hobby Lobby. And what I realized is I started with the heirloom stitches, and I used a hot pink. And I found that I didn't like the pink so much. I preferred the turquoise better. So up here, this was my first batch, and I realized I did them too close together, that I wasn't able to put the name or the stitch number that it was. And so I had already did a bunch of them, and then I realized I need to spread these out. This is only a 1/2 inch apart, and this is 1 inch apart. So I much prefer it like that. So I'm gonna do these over so that I can have them 1 inch apart and I can see them better. But I just love that I will be able to see these much better now. Oh, I just love it in turquoise. So I got some more black fabric at Hobby Lobby. The other thing I found is for my bag making. I gave away I've been making a lot of my fanny pack bags. It's called the Sally Tomato Ferris fanny pack. Here's a picture of a couple that I've made. I wanted to make another one because I gave away mine. So now I don't even have my own. So I went to Hobby Lobby to find some hardware, and one of the hardwares I went to get is I can make my own strap, but they also had this strap, which is so cool. I figured it'd be like a blue jean. It would go well with jeans. It's neutral. It has a little contrast stripe in the middle, and so I picked up 2 yards of that. Very cheap. Let me see if the price is in here. Okay, so I got 3 of them. One was $1.98, the other one was $3.98, and another $1.98. So I got 3 different straps, and they were different prices. I have a feeling this might have been the $3.98 one. So this is cool. I just thought this would be a neat bag handle. So I got this, and I got these all in 2 yards. And then the other option I got for a handle was this one. Same kind of thing, neutral, black and cream, but with a large stripe in the middle. Got 2 yards of that. So I want to say these two were $1.98 maybe, and this one was $3.98 for 2 yards. So those were my finds at Hobby Lobby. Those needles, some black fabric to make my stitch book, and those straps, because I'm gonna make a bag, a fanny pack. I need a new one. Okay, now it's always a cleaning time in this room. I'm always making things and there's always leftovers and scraps. And so I went ahead and in my cleaning session, cut up a bunch of fabric. So I made, this is all my scraps, and I was able to make a bunch of 5-inch blocks. So these are already pre-cut. And then I made a bunch of 2.5-inch strips for my, this could be binding, it could be for making a quilt, but it's already in 2.5-inch strips. So in my cleaning, that's that's what I've been working on. And I found some Minecraft fabric that I had made a bag for my daughter, and there was some leftovers. I didn't know what to do with it, so I made something to give her something else. And I just made the most basic Minecraft bag, zipper bag. I did a horrible job, and I feel like I did a horrible job because I messed up on the zipper. But I scrapped together some fabric on the inside, so all is scrappy. And then this was a big piece left over. And I figured she could put this on her table to keep some pens or pencils that she's working on. And if she wanted to, she could even flip it over because it's tall enough that she could put her pens in it and then flip it over. I've seen they've sold bags like that, but then that way they kind of just stay in a compartment. She has a ton of them though. She has a bunch, so she would have more than 4. But that was something that I could use up a big piece of that scrap. There's some practice quilting on it, and that's what I made. Okay, and then I made another purchase because I need to make myself a fanny bag. Here is what I've decided is going to be the colors for my bag, which is this turquoise. So I've already cut the fabric. It does go really well together. So this is going to be the main pocket on the outside. Well, I needed some hardware for it. Hardware is not easy to find in the size that I want, in the color that I want. So I went to So Sweetness, Sarah Lawson on So Sweetness, and she's a huge bag maker. And she has a deal going on right now where you can get like 5 patterns, 5 videos on how to sew them. She takes you through the entire process. I have not bought any of her patterns, but I did buy 2 sets of hardware so that I could make my bag. I don't remember how much they were, but they were cheaper than what I've been finding. So, and they are supreme quality. So this is going to be my bag straps. I needed 2 of those. I love these triangle ones because the D-rings, they can slide and they turn around a lot. So I wanted these ones. This is going to be the bag strap, adjuster. And yeah, so very excellent hardware here. I did it in gunmetal because I figured it could go with a lot of different colors. It's a neutral color. I didn't want to go with gold or silver. I wanted to go with more black. So I got this, and I want to say I got both sets for $12, but I'm not sure. And I think I can usually only get 1 set for $12 or and up in my local area. So I went to So Sweetness and got a package from her. I ordered from her, and it came with this, which is also for bag making. I'm not sure how I'm going to use these, but I know she uses them for her bags, and so I wanted to get some to match. I know I mentioned making a dog for this little animal for my bear in a box. Again, constantly cleaning, and a lot of my projects are coming out of cleaning up my yarn. So this is a project from my cleaning scraps. I had these little squares already made because what do you do with leftover yarn? You make granny squares. If you live here, you make granny squares. So I had a bunch of these and I didn't have enough the other side, so I made a different design and I liked the purple with it. And I've been seeing a lot of bags with the black and white. And so I thought, you know what? I'm gonna make this bag also. I'm liking how it's coming out. I love the contrasting colors, the bright and bold. So I may use a handle that I buy at maybe that checkered one that I got at Hobby Lobby. I don't know. I thought about making the handle out of yarn, but I think I really do want it to be a fabric so that it doesn't stretch and pull. I am going to line this, but this is currently on my hook, so I'm working on this. Okay, now to the dog. I'm getting to it. Here's his face. I haven't did his little, he's going to be a little bigger. Here's his ears. And here's his body. I haven't fully stuffed him yet because I don't know where. Okay. So here he is, and he has all his limbs ready to be assembled as well. But that is my beginning. So that he's going to be a big dog next to my bear. I didn't know he was going to be so big. This is going to be his hind leg. Okay. Looks like a turkey leg. Okay. So yes, I'm working on that. I just found some Bernat blankets. We'll see if I can get it in that needle. Let's see if I can get Bernat blanket in one of those needles. Let's see. All of the hole openings seem to be the same. A little tougher. But Bernat blanket doesn't break, so you can manage. I did it. So yes, I'm very happy with my purchase. Okay, so tune in next week. Hopefully I'll have a video up. Or the next video will definitely have this doggy assembled for my Build-A-Bear. And hopefully some clothes. Over this past month, I have done some sewing. I've made some garments and I'm wearing one, and as you can tell, it is so warped. So whatever, I don't know what my mistake is. I don't know what it is other than I didn't wash my fabric prior and I didn't finish sewing it down because I got almost all the way done in my sewing class, and then I just figured, oh, I'll finish it at home. But I wore it to show everybody what I made. Then I wore it the next day because I was so proud of my new top and it fit perfectly and everything was great. And then I washed it, but I didn't finish sewing before I washed it. So I'm thinking that's why I got this crinkling. I'm not sure. I'm not great on garment making yet. So here is my top, and I've made it very big because I wanted it to grow with me, but instead I'm shrinking. Now this is a top. Here's the name of it. It's a t-shirt. So I love the way it fits. I love everything about it. I love it. So comfortable. I found this at Joann's prior to it closing, so I got it at like 75% off, which was great. I love the fabric. It fits great. I love the drape and everything, but even at the bottom, it did the same thing. And I did already sew that one. So I don't know why something like that happens, but nonetheless, it's a t-shirt I'm gonna wear. It's a t-shirt that's incredibly comfortable, and I love the way it feels, and it's so awesome. So perfect for my home sweater. I mean, my home t-shirt, or to wear around the house, or even go out. I mean, I'll wear it out. But I also made Another something, a jacket. It's a universal jacket, so it's for women or men. And I just thought, well, I have my 3 sons, and I thought, ooh, if I can nail down this jacket, if I can sew this jacket, I can make them jackets. But it's a light jacket, but you can make it thick or small. Here's mine. This jacket has been all over YouTube and the interweb, and just, it's a fabulous jacket. It's fabulous. I used a jean fabric, again, that I found at Hobby Lobby. I have not finished though. So I'm supposed to put buttons down here, but I think I may leave the buttons here off, or maybe I will. I don't know. It is a nice decoration. I do have all these buttons in my pocket to choose from, and they're all antique buttons and washable. I mean, if you look at that, it says 90 cents. It's an antique. They're all antique buttons. I did do I haven't cut it open yet. This is the part that I haven't finished. Just the buttons. But as far as the jacket, it's done. I like it. I really, really like it. And it is a jean fabric. This was another find at Joann's. It is a jean jacket. I did mess up a little here. I'm not going to show you all my mess ups. This is my first time making it, and it was very hard. And again, I went a little big thinking I was going to grow bigger, but I probably could have gone a size smaller. But I do like it big. I don't want it to be snug. So, and I also did not put any lining. And so if you put lining, you need to go up a size. I loved making this jacket. This was a class offered by my local sewing shop, and I am just thrilled that I was able to make this. Thrilled. I don't think I could make this on my own though. I think I need help still. Especially on this stuff. Like, making all that was so challenging. But I did it. So yeah, that is what I've made. This little jacket. Not quite ready to wear it out, but when fall comes, I'll have a nice little lightweight jacket, because I certainly don't need any thick weight jacket. But you can make that in so many fabrics. I've seen so many versions of that jacket, and they've even made it into a t-shirt. It's a fabulous pattern. I'm just not there yet, but I'm getting there. See? Practice makes perfect. So that is all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching. Hit the like and subscribe, and I shall see you again soon.